Greetings.
Hello and welcome back to Modern. My name is Beast. Today we're back with Labyrinth of Grisaia. The fact that I'm here should tell you enough. Things have apparently not cleared up with Justin yet, so we'll be moving on to the next scenario.
As a matter of fact, speaking of things not clearing up, as you can doubtless tell by my Christian Bale voice, I have a cold. But I'm still here.
Christian Bale, not Christian Grey.
I said Christian Bale.
Yeah, I know.
So who are we going for next, guys?
Where is she?
Well, we could go for the pressure. We're not going to go for depression yet. We're going to go Sachi-Route after, since after Amane we did Sachi's after.
Hell yeah.
Now let's hop into it. According to a certain instructor from my old school in Virginia, there's one very important thing that determines whether or not someone can ever get appointed as the captain of a submarine. Specifically, you need the ability to make calm, level-headed, and strategically sound decisions in the face of danger. Human beings can't breathe in water, and a submarine spends most of its time under the waves. It's an inherently dangerous vessel. Accordingly, every order a submarine's captain issues to his crew carries a grave significance. In some cases, they may be forced to make decisions that involve sacrificing members of the crew. When someone has to die for the sake of their comrades, who will it be, and how can that choice be justified? Unless you're capable of making those decisions, of handing out virtual death sentences without hesitation, you simply won't be able to protect your ship and the lives of your crew. From that perspective, it's understandable why decisiveness is considered the most crucial quality in a captain. At the time, I'd earned a reputation as something of a chicken, and my instructor brought this up in order to compare me to an XO who'd never managed to command their own ship. But even then, if faced with a life-or-death decision, I'm not sure I'd be able to make the correct choice in the way a submarine captain would. Squinting through the smoky air, I watched Sachi focus on the task at hand. Isolated from all the oral and visual distractions, she appears to be in a state of absolute concentration. Her fingers move carefully against a small, roughly made device with an analog clock at its center, the very picture of a clumsily constructed time bomb. It's difficult to understand how the basket cases of the world think, but from all appearances, this seems to be a present one of them has left for us. And at the moment, Sachi is attempting to dispose of it. Good. With a quiet exhalation of breath, Sachi stops moving her hands. Tension hangs thickly in the air. What's the type?
ヴィンテージな見た目通り、レッドオアブラックのようです。
I see. The two words red or black might be more frequently used in relation to gambling, but in this case it's a very literal kind of shorthand. In the context of explosive devices, this means that the bomb's designed so that you have to make a choice between cutting one or the other of the final two wires in a circuit. Choose correctly and the bomb will be defused. Choose incorrectly and it explodes. Simple enough, structurally speaking, but the element of luck involved makes it feel uniquely malicious. Even if the amount of explosive material is less than expected, it's still going to have enough power to pulverize both Sachi and I so badly that they won't be able to distinguish between our bodies. I mean, consider the worst possible outcome and can feel a cold sweat forming on my back.
こういう場合、最終的な決定権を持っているのは班長であるユウ君なんですよね。それなら何も迷う必要はありません。私はユウ君を信じていますから。だから、自信を持って私に命令してください。
お取り込み中のところ悪いんですけど。
only to be interrupted by a bemused voice from outside our tent. Amane, what do you think you're doing here, woman?
何って、あんたたちのことを呼びに来たんだけど。
That's the reason for wandering into the potential blast zone without a bomb suit. You're beyond careless.
それはほら、最近の二人を見てれば、今日も爆弾処理の訓練をしてるってことくらいはわかりますから。
Sorry to disappoint, but it isn't training today. This happens to be a fun-filled game of make-believe.
ごめん。それ、どこが違うの？
He's
Right
sniffling
now,
just like evil.
Just like me right now, yeah.
Right now, Sachi's working on an older model time bomb that can be successfully defused by someone with the right knowledge. But these days, the only people who plant devices that primitive are in it for the thrill of causing a nuisance to society, which means there's very little risk of their bombs actually exploding. A bomb that someone actually wants to explode is pretty much impossible to defuse. The best you can do is minimize the damage it does. In other words, it is a completely unrealistic scenario and less of a training exercise and more of a game.
だったら、なんでそんなごっこをやってるのよ。
Very little risk isn't the same thing as no risk whatsoever. It never hurts to start learning from the ground up.
言いたいことはなんとなくわかったんだけど、そろそろなんで泣いてるのか聞いていい？
That would be the result of us burning some chili peppers inside the tent. Under such circumstances, the human body naturally produces tears as a self-defense mechanism.
そんな中に生身でいても平気なの？
It probably isn't particularly good for me. That said, we're treating this like an emergency, so it wouldn't be appropriate to start whining about my health.
今更だけど、やっぱりユージって変わってるわよね。
As Amane's questions finally petered to a halt, I turned back to the tent, call out to Sachi. Sachi, we're going to discontinue the game for today.
お疲れ様です、あまねさん。
Something of a cross between Helgan and Deathcore of Krieg. Komine Sachi.
Why the fuck?
It does vaguely look like a fucking psycho mask from Borderlands. You need to see like the strap of the mask up here.
God.
さっちゃんっていいのよね。
No, it's an SAS operator.
私は皆さんご存知の小峰幸ですが、どこかおかしかったでしょうか？
じゃあ、そのガスマスクはやっぱり煙から身を守るため？
その通りです。今日の訓練は毒ガス汚染された状況下を想定してのものでしたから。
There's no guarantee that we'll be working under clear conditions in the field after all.
クリアな状態ね。
I suppose you can't expect people who've never seen combat to think things over that thoroughly. Anyway, Sachi, you can take off your mask.
了解です。
With prompt obediently replies, Sachi proceeds to efficiently set about removing her equipment and cleaning up the mess we've made.
お待たせしました。
Remember, audience, save time, masking 9.
You really had some difficulty saying that, huh?
Don't mention
Yeah, I
it.
did.
Don't
I
mention
nearly
it.
forgot that particular one-liner. So much for that. Also, don't forget to shave before wearing a respirator of any description because it seals with your face better.
Yep.
I refuse. 60 seconds to complete transition. You've definitely improved.
ありがとうございます。でもさ、最近の爆弾ってその場で冷却してから安全なところで爆発させるんじゃなかったっけ？
その考えが通用したのは一昔前までですよ、あまねさん。今は液体窒素による温度の低下を認識した時点でドカンという爆弾も珍しくないですから。
Or you could just get a wheelbarrow bomb disposal robot on it.
さっちゃん？
Still, I'm a bit surprised you knew about that, Amane.
知ってたっていうか、マキナが食い入るように見てたテレビ番組で言ってたのを覚えてただけなんだけどね。
Normally you would try to blow, to quote a BDO that I know, Alan Smith, I think his name was, he actually said, we don't try to blow the bomb up, we try to separate the device. In other words, blow the device apart.
Blow the bomb up.
Blow the
No,
bomb.
apart, not up.
Blow the bomb.
I think the best way to get rid of a bomb is to blow it up before it can blow up.
Okay, well, I suppose it'll just detonate out when everyone's out of the way, I suppose.
Yeah, it's called, yeah.
A lot of insurance remarks.
I actually have to like
It's
turn
called
down your
insurance
volume
fraud.
ever so slightly, Eagle, because for some reason
Wow.
you being sick has made you like a lot louder. Now you're roughly
It
on the
appears-
first level again.
sounding like the Helpit abomination makes me more powerful. Huh, who knew?
マキちゃんは飲み込みが早いですから、私も負けていられません。
Oh, wait, good deal that Markin is neglecting her daily studies either. Oh yeah, I didn't read that.
なんだかさっちゃんまで部屋に戦闘機の模型を置いちゃいそうな子になりそうで怖いな。
怖いなぁ。
Oh, I got some tartar sauce in my finger.
Smooth.
その点については大丈夫だと思います。私の場合はミリタリーフェチというわけではありませんから。
ミリタリー
じゃ
フェチ
あどうして爆弾の解体をやろうなんて思ったの？
それは
Doing this so that Sachi can learn more about explosives, simple as that. Once you understand exactly how dangerous a bomb can be, you'll be able to take appropriate evasive actions in the face of a real emergency. The real danger is getting overconfident and jumping head first into something that's more than you can handle. It's a lot like driving a car in that respect.
あー確かに初心者マークをつけた新車のロンエボとか見ると大丈夫かなーって心配になっちゃうしね。
Or green P plates for probationer.
Anyway, you said you were looking for us?
あ、うん、お昼ご飯できたからそれを知らせようと思ってね。
Is that late already?
お昼の用意、今日もお手伝いできなくてすみません。
いいって今はこれが私の仕事なんだから。
Yes, it is. Come to think of it.
そういうこと。じゃあ要件は伝えたからね。
Apparently, this really was all I'm gonna have to say. Promptly turns and strides back towards the dorm. You know, it feels like Amane is even livelier now than she was before she graduated.
天音さんはもともと面倒見のいい方ですし、家事も苦にならないでしょうから。 In other words, she's perfectly suited to be a dorm mother. はい、ゆうくんは両母物がお好きということですね。
Wait, where'd that come from? The music was still playing in the background.
Yeah. Rather entertaining bug, that.
A year has passed since the day we paid a visit to the workshop next to Sachi's childhood home. Miham Academy, which was sacrificed to free Sachi from the rules she imposed on herself, is still in the process of being rebuilt. Our classes are being held in a rented building near the station in the meantime. Amina technically graduated last year, but she was so concerned about the rest of us, particularly Makina, that she ended up sticking around as the mother of our dorm. The principal even gave her special permission to participate in classes. For all intents and purposes, she's an unofficial fourth-year student. As for the reason...
They should pay her, really.
Possible. As for the reason we're engaging in routine bomb disposal training, well, it's actually pretty simple. Sachi actively approached me for instructions in this area, motivated by her chagrin at completely misidentifying plastic explosive as clay before the destruction of Miyama Academy. Even now that she's overcome the trauma of her past, the girl's still seeking to improve herself as a person. Choked up with admiration, I naturally promised her my total cooperation, but... It almost feels like Sachi's gotten even more beautiful and earnest than before. Having quickly absorbed a great deal of technical knowledge, she's already skilled enough to face bomb disposal exercises like this independently. Honestly, if she keeps going like this, I wouldn't be surprised to see her carrying around a P90 in a Special Forces uniform one of these days. Why specifically a P90?
Probably watching Stargate again. Stargate, though, was a cracking show.
I mean, a lot better. I'm not saying that P90 is bad or something. All I'm saying is, as long as it's not a FAMAS, fuck FAMAS.
Leave the FAMAS alone. The Europeans make great guns.
Bitch, you're talking to a European, and I will not respect a gun that is a 3-burst gun with a fucking magazine that is not divisible by 3.
You just don't understand. They did that on purpose because when you pull the trigger and it's not a 3-round burst, you know the magazine's empty.
Well, at least when I was introduced to the FAMAS, I was also introduced to the 16 points of the FAMAS. The butt plate. When I return, I introduced them to the singular point of the L85, the bayonet.
Though I will say that I entirely do not have the slightest bit of fucking, like, I do not get to fucking talk shit about the FAMAS, considering when I was playing Crunker during the seminars that I had for a year, I constantly played with the FAMAS.
Crunker. Oh god, that is a throwback.
Sure is, yeah. Actually, now I'm curious. Hold on. Oh, the bear. If you're wondering what the fuck I looked up what the fuck P90 would be, GFL.
The bear. The giant bear.
Giant enemy spider. This be the bear I'm talking about. As we make our way back to the dorm, my delusions are interrupted by the sound of Michi's voice. She's standing in a corner of the athletic grounds, busily exercising. The girl keeps kicking her leg up at nothing in particular. Could this be some kind of instinctive threat display?
どうでしょう。私もミチル様のあんなお姿は初めて目にしましたから。
Sachi knows everything about Michiru, right down to where she hides her secret poetry journal. If she's seeing this for the first time, it must be a genuinely unusual display. I'm curious to find myself. I'm Michiru.
うわー、ユージ！
お疲れ様です、ミチル様。
それにサチ。
Why are you kicking up your leg into the air like that? Don't tell me you've decided to pursue a career in ballet.
そんなのあんたに関係ないでしょ。まあどうしてもって言うなら教えてあげなくもないけど。
I won't insist. Sorry for interrupting you.
ちょっと待ちなさいよ。ここはあんたが折れて話を続けるところでしょ。普通。
相変わらずめんどくさい女ですね、ミチル様も。
聞こえてるわよ、サチ。
When then, I guess I'll hear you.
私は靴飛ばしの練習をしてたのよ。
食い気味。
But why? Why shoe kicking of all things?
あんたたちの話を聞いて、私は確信したのよ。これからは靴飛ばしで恋を進展させる時代だって。
You're a fucking moron.
In before somebody from Yorkshire, a reminder, welly wanging is a thing.
What?
Basically, it's shoe kicking but with a Wellington boot.
Just pass over
で、いつ勝負を挑まれても困らないように、今から飛距離を調整できるようにしておこうってわけ。
People of Yorkshire are nice folks, but they're a bit strange.
I see. Wow, that's
頑張れ。
Aw.
結論を言わずに人のことを励ますな。
Michiru's objection is reasonable enough, but it would just be cruel to play to enthusiasm by advising her to find a boyfriend first.
ですが、わざわざ靴飛ばしの練習をしなくても、みちる様にはいつか素敵な男性が現れると思いますよ。
What are you looking at me for?
見てないわよ。
ダメですよ、みちる様。
Oh boy, I think like I saw fucking the figure of death itself behind Sachi for a second.
It gets
心
story.
配しなくても平気よ。たまたまユージの後ろを飛んでたフライングフィッシュを見てただけだから。
それはもしかしてスカイフィッシュと言いたかったのでしょうか。
とにかくツンデレの私が独り身なのに、この二人はもうすぐ結婚するって言うんだから、世の中わからないわよね。
Yeah, can't say I was really expecting things to move along this smoothly either. After proposing to Sachi in the park where we'd met as children, I made ample use of the physical strength I developed and accommodated in accordance with my master's teachings, and soundly defeated Sachi in a shoe-kicking contest. A slight digression, but the girl hates to lose. We ended up staying there until sunset holding exhibition matches. In any case, I'd met Sachi's requirements for a marital partner, so she accepted my proposal with a smile. Went to her aunt and uncle's house shortly thereafter that, promptly receiving their unconditional approval, and even JB and the principal, who I'd worried might be less enthusiastic, reacted to the news by telling us not to waste any time. I expect they're hoping I'll be less reckless on the job and in my private life once I've settled down. But in any case, the celebratory mood built on itself, and it wasn't long before our friends at the dorm were encouraging us to get married before even graduating. There was no real reason to wait, so we eventually decided to hold our ceremony on Saji's next birthday. In other words, September 23rd. Oh, and she also has a 23rd birthday.
The day before mine, the 24th.
And as it happens, this September 9th, the wedding's only 2 weeks away.
これが幼馴染の力なのかもしれないわね。
You have a real talent for saying complete nonsense with a serious look on your face.
大したことじゃないわ。ただサチはそれだけのポテンシャルを秘めていたってだけの話よ。
You're fucking high, Michiru.
Isn't she always?
She is, yeah. I see. I've heard that people who lose big at gambling can convince themselves they spent their money on something else as a method of coping with their frustration. It seems Michiru is currently rewriting her personal reality in a similar fashion.
まあまあ、みちる様。難しい話はここまでにして、まずはお昼ご飯にいたしましょう。
そうね。運動したらお腹も空いたし。
From the looks of things, she'll probably have forgotten all about this shoe-kicking practice by this time tomorrow.
クリームソースのオムライスうまっ。ごちそうでごんした。
You're trying to pay for the grub in Spanx?
Oh boy.
Which way would that go anyways? She spank him? Or then because Amina made it spank her to pay for it? Or does Amina get to spank Machina for making it?
Probably for the disaster grammar.
Having polished off for lunch before anyone else, Machina drops her chopsticks to the table and expresses her gratitude in something that sounds like Hiroshima dialect. Gods know where she picked that up.
It hadn't recovered from the bomb, obviously.
接近水お水 落ち着いて、マキちゃん。接近だと、おトイレって意味になっちゃうから。
Oh no!
だからゆっくり食べなって言ってるのに。マキナが喉を詰まらせるのはいつものこととして、私はユージに話があるのよ。
Sorry, but I'm philosophically opposed to signing up for insurance policies.
誰が保険の勧誘だって言ったのよ。そうじゃなくてあんた、最近猫飼い始めたでしょ。
This entire scene references an H scene that occurred not long beforehand, in which Yuji's mind wanders a lot.
Does he fuck a Sachi with cat ears?
No.
What is
It's
it then?
just he randomly thinks of all sorts of silly things whilst banging her.
Weird.
とぼけても無駄よ。この前ユージの部屋の前を通った時、私聞いちゃったんだからね。動物みたいな変な声。
Michi declares this quite confidently, but I don't remember having any felines in my room recently.
What do you mean? You've been in one?
Given this, only one possible explanation comes to mind, but...
動物みたいな鳴き声ってどんな？そうね。みたいな感じ？
I feel sorry for Yumiko right about now.
Makes sense. Small ball of dread settling in the pit of my stomach, I glance over at Sachi. She's studying the floor in a clear state of embarrassment. Having observed Sachi's reaction, Sakaki also averts her eyes awkwardly. It seems there's no doubt about it.
ユージがどうしても飼いたいって言うなら、学園長には黙っててあげるから。素直。多分なんだけど、それは猫じゃないと思うな。え？そうなの？じゃあ何？ヤブ犬？そこでヤブ犬出てくるチルチルすげえ。だったら私が聞いた声は何なのよ。誰か教えなさいよ。それはねえ榊さん。私に答えを委ねないでよ。じゃあ誰に聞けばいいのよ。私だけ仲間外れみたいでムカつくんですけど。ラッキー。チルチル。
Michu squeals like a monkey interrupted in a flagrante delicto. Makina drops a hand on her shoulder and offers a kind, gentle smile.
何よ。負けんな。だから人のことを励ますな。かわいそうなものを見る目で私を見ないで。
It's been a while since I last said this. I could grab you by your tears and swing you around like a lasso. As you can see, my impending marriage to Sachi hasn't caused any major changes in our daily lives just yet. Our friends are in the dorm are the same as always, and I'm still taking care of jobs for Ichigaya whenever JBO calls for me. However, that doesn't mean things haven't changed, especially when it comes to our relationship. For one thing, Sachi started to exhibit a much greater range of emotions and facial expressions. Apart from that, we're starting to spend more time talking about our future together rather than reflecting on the sadness of our pasts. Probably something worth celebrating.
私の顔に何かついてますか？
Nah, I just felt like taking a good look at the woman I love.
食欲の後は性欲というゆうくんのアグレッシブさは嫌いではないのですが、まだお昼ですよ。
I'll mind your misunderstanding, but this isn't really the time. We're supposed to go to the hospital this afternoon, remember?
はい、エスコートよろしくお願いしますね。こんにちは。
As she walks in with a bouquet of flowers in her arms, Sachi calls out a greeting to the nerd station. I feel like I almost just said nerds station.
It's just somebody playing Doom on a potato PC for all we know. Doom with the white metal mod, you're not a man.
I'm randomly wondering.
But can it run?
I was nearly tempted to use one of our touchscreen pay terminals to try to figure out how to install Steam on it and play Doom
There
not
are
long ago.
actually some Mega Man Star Force gifts. Gifts on fucking Discord. What the fuck
Okay.
is Sonya doing? Like, can someone explain to me what the fuck Sonya is doing?
He's kicking.
Like
Dance.
exercises.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
What?
even remember this specific scene from the goddamn anime.
You don't remember it because you aren't dancing.
Oh, this one's cute.
Yeah.
Play Mega Man Star Force, people. The first game's good, second game fucking sucks, but you know, read a fucking plot synopsis because stuff from that shows up in Mega Man Star Force 3, and Mega Man Star Force 3 is fucking gold. And I will stand by the fact that I have a personal bias for Star Force since I played that as a kid. It's literally like my first Mega Man experience, and it is also the game that I would personally say has my first ever childhood crush. The childhood crush should be obvious. Just look at that cutie.
Of course.
What certainly helps is that she actually has good lore, good backstory stuff, and Star Force is the only Mega Man game that can say that it has themes of deep overcoming depression, dealing with loss of loved ones, as well as overcoming fear of building relationships out of the genuine fear of getting left behind again. Like, the game literally starts with the main character having such deep depression, he's literally not been attending school for 3 years. I also just generally really like the fucking character dynamic between the main character Geo and Omega Sis, the alien that he fuses with in order to become Mega Man. And I am serious about this, by the way. In fucking original Mega Man, he's just a robot. In Mega Man X, he is an upgraded version of Mega Man. In Mega Man, God, what was the name again? I don't remember the exact name, but that Mega Man Walnut is just an administrative robot, essentially. In Mega Man Mega Man Battle Network, Mega Man is a fucking antivirus, really. In Mega Man Star Force, he's the fusion of the oppressed kid and an alien fighting off a fucking alien invasion. So fucking funny. And also certainly helps that they only start working together because Mega, nickname for Mega Sis, just fucking flies into Geo first thing after arriving on Earth and just essentially fucking just gaslights him like, hey, help me find, I'll tell you about your dad. Play Mega Man stuff. It's good. It's real good. Real good. Especially since, unlike a lot of the Mega Man games, the first one and the third one have like this theme of all the bosses not just being, hey, here's a robot master that's just decided that I don't want to get scrapped, or hey, I was made by Wily, so I'm gonna be evil. Every boss is literally some poor sap that was in an emotionally vulnerable state, and an alien essentially made use of that to make them into an aggressive monster. That is only the case for Mega Man 1 and Mega Man 3. Mega Man 2, fittingly for the worst in the series, does not do that. We've been visiting more or less every week recently, so the procedures here are pretty much second nature to us by now.
お見舞いに来たよ、お母さん。今日は駅前でお花を買ってきたから花瓶に生けてくるね。
Unfortunately, the condition of Sachi's mother hasn't changed much either. These days, Sachi regularly comes over to the hospital and speaks to her as she sleeps, but there's been no real signs of improvement. When the brain suffers severe damage, the chances of recovery over time are often very low. Sachi understands that, of course, but now that emotions are showing more clearly on her face, it's getting easier to see how much it pains her.
お待たせ。
Placing a vase of the flowers on the table next to the bed, Sachi takes a seat on the folding chair, begins to speak while gently massaging her mother's hand.
そういえばね、先週は実際に私たちが結婚式を挙げる会場の見学に行ってきたんだよ。天井が高くて、壁は真っ白で、ステンドグラスがとっても綺麗な教会だったの。それで、私はその荘厳な佇まいに思わず感動しちゃったんだけど、ゆうくんが早めに切り上げちゃって。
That's because you said I wouldn't mind holding our wedding here this very instant, okay? The poor planner's face went white as a sheet.
だって一生に一度のことなんだから、そのくらいはしゃいじゃうのは当然だよね、お母さん。それじゃまた来るね。
Damn, that was a long fucking breath. She literally exhaled and only exhaled as they left. Until next time. As always, the two of us leave the room together about an hour after we enter it. On our way back from the hospital, Sachi responds to me normally enough. But sometimes I notice her abruptly falling silent. There's a slight shadow on her face, and I'll just feeling a bit down. I've finished off another Sakaki's discarded books. I'm yawning myself when I hear a knock on my door. It's not locked, you can come in.
では、お邪魔しますね。
Sachi enters the room, accompanied by the fresh scent of soap. Cheeks are slightly flushed. Did you just get out of the bath?
はい。大浴場のお掃除を終えた足でそのままといった感じです。
I see. She came into the room easily enough, but Sachi is moving from a position in front of the door. Don't just stand there. Come on, Alvin. Take Sachi's hand and pull her into an embrace.
ゆうくん。
I have my needy days like everyone else, you know.
それなら仕方ありません。
Sachi answers me with a smile, but I think she's aware I'm not quite telling the
やっ
truth.
ぱりゆうくんに隠し事はできませんね。
I can hear the words Sachi whispers against my shoulder, but I decide to pretend I don't. It can be hard for women to show weakness even when they want emotional support. It's probably just human nature. As Sachi leans against me, I notice there's something slightly different about her tonight. Did you change your shampoo?
はい。ハルデラさんからお土産でいただいた外国のオーガニックシャンプーを使ってみたのですが、いかがでしょうか？
Well, I like the fragrance. It's Since when were you two close enough to give each other
い
presents?
つと聞かれると困ってしまうのですが、最近は2週間に1度くらいのペースでお会いして食事をしながらお話をしたりしていますね。
Really? What do you talk about?
そうですね。最初は春寺さんのお仕事に関する愚痴から始まることが多いですけど、主題となるのはいつもゆうくんのお話ですよ。
Sachi. My girl, my dear, my honey fly. I don't fucking know what else to call you here. If she complains about work, she's probably already complaining about Yuji. It's kind of like in there. Like all her complaints with work are probably complaints about Yuji. Like the complaints about work are a subsection of complaints about Yuji, you know? God, I don't know why I suddenly remember a guy as Schirmherrschaft exists. Like, for some reason, first off, there is a Yu-Gi-Oh card called Aegis of Gaia. For some reason, the German version of the card is called Gaia's Schirmherrschaft, which roughly translates to... Sorry. Which should roughly translate to stuff like Gaia's patronage or auspices. The Protectorate. Schirm meaning umbrella and Herrschaft meaning rulership. You essentially rule over them as an umbrella. So for example, your nation is an umbrella under which your nation is, essentially. Would be an example. First up, I don't know why they decided to translate it like that. But secondly, as a kid, for some reason, I could not fucking pronounce it correctly, so I just called it Gaia's Schimmelschaft.
Okay.
Schaft is always like collective, essentially. I guess you could say. And Schimmel means... Schimmel means fucking... Sorry. Mold. There we go. That's the fucking word. So essentially, it's just like, yes, fucking Gaia's moldy compatriots, essentially. The card's real bad as well. It's literally like, hey, you gain 3,000 life points. If this card is destroyed, take 3,000 life points of damage. Like, I'm pretty sure it is like the highest single instance life point gain that does not like stack because of an effect or something like that. Like, there is a card that makes it so, hey, if you attack your opponent, they get life points healed, and if you attack for something with 6,000 attacks, they of course get 6,000 life points. But like, on a card effect where it specifically states a number that cannot be changed, and that's life point gain, I think Aegis of Gaia is the highest life point gain. That reminds me, didn't I want to teach, but like fucking dungeon duel monsters at some point?
You did at one point, yes.
I'm still down to do that. We can even go out of a way to pick like a campaign with particularly low power older cards. I mean, generally, honest to God, I can literally just probably teach you the way you read through card effects, and you can probably go from there. Because, like, the hardest part that people have about Yu-Gi-Oh! Is they don't know how to interpret the card text. Like, for example, you see a card that's, for example, you see a card that says, see a card that says this. And you see a card that says this. There is a clear difference between these two texts. The difference is in the fucking comma with a dot above it. Anything with a comma with a dot above it says...
Semicolon.
A semicolon, that's the way. That's the word, thank you. Anything before a semicolon is a cost. So if you were to try to negate both of these cards, for the first card, the effect would completely be negated, you wouldn't have to do anything. For the second card, if it is negated, you still would need to discard a card because it is the cost of even activating the effect. A cost of activating effect always happens immediately and happens whether it's negated or not. Then there's a difference between, not then, I tried to type when and if. A when effect and an if effect. For example, a card says, when this card is sent to the graveyard, draw 2 cards. And the other card says, if this card is sent to the graveyard, draw 2 cards. Now what happens is, someone activates a card to destroy your card, and then immediately chains a trap that literally just flips it open. That actually, no, never mind. That's a fucking terrible example. I did it the wrong way. Someone flips open a card, flips open a trap that just, I don't know, makes it so they won't take damage for the rest of the turn, and then flip a card that destroys all your monsters. Both the if and when monster are destroyed, and then the card that makes so you don't take damage anymore comes into effect. After this, the card with when does not activate, while the card with if does activate. Because a when effect needs to immediately happen upon the condition being met. Even if you activate one card that says, like for example, you have a monster, when this card is special summoned, destroy a card on the field. And you special summon it with a card that has an effect. Special summon one monster, then lower the attack of one monster on the field to 0 attack. It is special summoned, but then the second part of the effect happens. Therefore, immediately after it's special summoned, it cannot activate its effect because another effect is still being resolved, so the effect fizzles. An if effect does not have that problem. I'm going off on tangents again.
Yes. Sachi is just sitting there staring at me for a very long time.
Not a bad look, at least.
No, I guess not.
I mean, she looks cute. Let's see. I was starting to feel relaxed. I was starting to relax because the woman wasn't showing up at the dorm much lately, but apparently she's just quite a source on the inside.
その反応から察すると、ゆうくんは裸より半脱ぎの方が興奮するという考察も、私の胸だけにしまっておいた方が良かったでしょうか。
Why are you talking about that? Probably giving JB more information than she needs is only going to entertain her.
わかりました。
Nodding slightly in response to my words, Sachi timidly grips at the sleeve of my shirt. I may not be the world's most tactful person, but even I'm not stupid enough to pull out my cell phone and start yelling at JB right now. Sorry, I guess I kind of ruined the mood
だ
there.
ったら、ここから挽回してください。
There's an expectant look in Sachi's eyes as she murmurs these words. I respond by kissing her gently. Then they fucked.
Oh, they did.
Sometime later, Sachi's eyes blink open. We were asleep for about 2 hours. When I provide this information in the ear of a greeting, I'm met with a mildly sulky gaze. What's the matter? I'm sorry if I did something wrong.
いえ、そういうわけではないのですが、また負けてしまいました。
Say what?
今日も私の方がたくさんされてしまいました。
Is that what you're upset about, really? Pleasuring the person you love is an obligation or a duty. There's no real reason to try and quantify it. But it seems Sachi's been carefully keeping a score of some kind and feels the need to maintain a lead over her
自
partner.
分でも大人げないと思うのですが、勝負でユウくんに負けてしまうと、なぜか胸がモヤモヤしてしまうんです。
Sachi is literally practicing competitive sex with him. Right, hold on, that reminds me. I saw something earlier today. I just saw it in here.
Casual sex implies the existence of ranked competitive sex. Here, ladies and gentlemen, is a specimen of it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be chipped.
Look at this. I'm gonna read it out. This is it. We did it for you, fellow gooners. Jerkmate Ranked. The game is live. Sherlock, find it on our website. Make Jerky Fap and share your rank to win hot prizes. Will you be the next Grandmaster Balter? Or should you bear the Bronze Beater title forever? Play this epic game to reach the highest rank of fapping mastery. Jerkmate.com/Jerkmate Ranked. The giveaway is not sponsored, endorsed, or administered by or associated with X, Instagram, and Amazon. They made ranked jerking off!
Every day, we stray further from God.
No, I think
Like, specifically,
you know
I find this funny because, yes, I'm gonna fight. You're gonna get your dick pattern parried. Like, gotta like parry and punish the stroke. Like you're just sitting in a room trying to jack off, suddenly someone just fucking parries and punches you in the balls as a punish. Like the fucking clip of that one tournament, I forget what the tournament was and what specific Street Fighter it was, where Chun-Li does a super and Ken, like the Ken player, just parries every single hit of the super with a sliver of health, and then immediately does a counter super and wins. Hold on, what was that again? Which was it again? It was Daigo as Ken defeating Justin as Chun-Li. It was apparently being called Evo Moment 37. It is Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. It was a semi-final match at Evolution Championship Series 2004. Just that, but instead of Chun-Li kicking, it's just some dude jerking off, and every fucking stroke gets parried and punched to the balls. Guess I can understand that. It's probably because you're just naturally competitive, Sachi.
やっぱり負けず嫌いな女の子は可愛くありませんよね。
I wouldn't say that. I like strong-willed women. I can't stand people who laugh off every loss instead of trying to improve.
それなら良かったです。
Apparently reassured by his reply, Sachi turns over and takes my arm in hers. I've heard it said that it's easy to grow attached to someone after spending a night with them. Might be true. I feel like I fall a little more in love with this girl every time I sleep with her. That's quite a smile. Hard to believe you were pouting just a minute ago.
勝負でユウくんに負けるのが悔しいだけで、ユウくんのことは大好きですから。
Sounds complicated.
それが乙女心というものです。
I'll take your word for it. Maybe it has something to do with the way we interact as children, but I think Sachi still views me as a rival in some respects. I'm not sure if that's exactly a normal relationship dynamic, but it seems to work well enough for the two of us.
そういうユウくんも嬉しそうな顔をしています。
There aren't many men out there who look surly when they have the woman they love in their arms.
急に恥ずかしいセリフを言わないでください。
Is that another victory for me?
もう、ゆうくんは本当に意地悪です。
Yeah, okay, that was my bad. Let's just go to sleep now,
は
alright?
い。おやすみなさいです。ゆうくん。
I just stroke her head, Sachi beating to close her eyes. She's asleep within minutes. Watching her face from the side, I feel myself slipping into unconsciousness as well. There's nothing more hellish than getting tossed into the sea at night with her clothes on. One of the friends I made at my school in America, a guy who went on to become a Marine, brought that fact up whenever he got a little alcohol in his system. Clothes that aren't specifically designed for swimming have some serious water resistance. It makes every movement a challenge. Just staying afloat while clothed takes much more strength than you'd think. On top of that, the sea is pitch black at night, so you're normally thrown into a state of panic. Everyone thrashes around trying to keep their face above water, clutching desperately at anything or anyone they can. From above, it apparently resembles nothing as so much as spirits crawling up out of hell to drag the living down with them. If you're wondering why I'm remembering this charming story, it's because I'm currently undergoing a similar experience in my own bed. As I wake up from sleep, I'm immediately aware that my body's being squeezed tightly as if by the coils of an enormous snake. Whoever the responsible party is neither a reptile nor a vengeful spirit, it's my girlfriend.
ゆうくん。
Thanks for the cover. His eyes do not look as sharp as usual. Even as she mutters adorably in her sleep, Sachi's legs squeeze my thighs with redoubled force. Of course, the girl's only human. Every once in a while, when you're really having trouble sleeping, it's understandable to use your partner's body as a makeshift pillow. However, it is right here is a premeditated crime which changes things significantly. Come on, Sachi, you're awake, aren't you? I don't know how many times I've asked her this by now. Not that she ever replies. After a solid year of this routine, I have naturally developed a few more effective ways to handle the situation. If you're gonna stop pretending to be asleep right now, I'm gonna ban you from sharing the bed.
それは困ります。
The instant I whisper my threat to Sachi's ear, she replies in a slightly disgruntled tone of voice. I don't want to deny my girlfriend the chance to express her affections, but it gets a little hard to breathe when you wrap yourself around me that tight.
ですが、それはゆうくんにも責任があるんですよ。普段のゆうくんはなかなか隙を見せてくれないので、思う存分ゆうくん分を補給しようとすると、必然的に寝込みを襲うことになってしまうんです。
You think like an assassin, woman.
ダメですか?
Her voice pleading, she gazes at me with upturned eyes. Okay, who taught you to beg like that?
マキちゃんです。
In other words, it's ultimately Amina's fault. Sachi's imitating her closest friend, Makina. And Makina imitates the person she spends the most time with. Seems Suamina is the root of all evil. Anyways, you make it sound like I'm depriving you of love. We just spent the night together, didn't we?
あれは欲望を満たすための行為であって、イチャイチャとは似て異なるものなんです。
It's getting downright philosophical.
いえ、至極簡単な話ですよ。つまり、ゆうくんが普段から、サチは可愛いぜ、抱き枕にしちゃいたいくらいなんだぜ、チュッチュッって感じなら問題ないんです。
If I ever fell that low, I think self-loathing might drive me insane.
でも、ゆうくんを困らせるつもりはありませんので、寝込みを襲うのは今日で終わりにしようと思います。
He's gonna do it again immediately tomorrow.
I hope so.
Surprisingly understanding of you.
その代わり、ゆうくんも譲歩してください。
I don't have a problem with that, but what sort of compromise do you have in mind exactly?
どんなことでもいいんですか?
Well, anything I can provide.
ゆうくんと何か一つイチャイチャ。どうしましょう。楽しすぎます。
I'd appreciate if you went with some fairly low on the difficulty scale.
では、そうですね。
That was fucking close. I mean, I think we're still fine. Yes,
should
we're
be.
fine. We're fine. But that is on thin fucking ice.
Oh my god.
That is on thin fucking ice. I accidentally just turned off my webcam. I'm thinking about it for a little
God.
while. Sachi closed
Hey,
her
you don't want to
eyes
see
and
the
put his face up to
disgraceful
mine.
exhibition here.
Sachi's arms are like the Berlin Wall.
Let's see. You want me to slap you on the cheek?
ぶっ飛ばしますよ、ゆうくん。これはすべての恋人が通る道。おはようのキスじゃないですか。
Understood. However, I'd like to point out that the human mouth is said to contain more bacteria in the morning than the sea of the public.
またこん人はそげん言葉言ってごまかそうとしよる。
Well, that's the truth.
いいえ、寝起きでも私はリンゴの味がしますし、ゆうくんはきっとサメさんの味がします。
Why sharky? A sharky taste. Well, as long as it isn't sharkery, I hate that bitch.
You leave her alone.
I will not.
She is a fine idol, and you will leave her alone.
That play is a better idol, and I don't like that play either.
You're horrible. What is wrong with that?
Listen, the only exposure I've had to Sharkery's fucking personality is her causing fucking issue after issue during the goddamn Macchiato limited time side story.
That is not true. She did a fine job. She brought extra ammo. You are looking at it through a horrible, tainted, biased lens. I do not appreciate it.
Meanwhile, here I am sitting of either Gura or the Kacharan Astra. Or both at the same time, that's the
Oh
thing.
my god, did he... his kiss tastes sharky because he ate Gura.
or a 40k space marine, who knows?
What kind of flavor would that even be? People talk about shark meat, but it's fundamentally fish, right? I think they use them as ingredients in fish paste and hump and cakes, so... It's considered a matter with far more seriousness than it warrants. Sachi abruptly forced her lips against mine. Halfway through the kiss, she opens her eyes just a little, sending a silent message. How very careless of you.
こんな風にすれば、ゆうくんにも隙が生まれるというのは最近わかりました。
As she announces this, Sachi offers me a satisfied smile. Honestly, a real handful now that you've gone so brazen.
ゆうくんのお嫁さんになる女の子はこのくらいじゃないと務まらないと思いますけど。
True enough. Fortunately, there doesn't seem to be anyone trying to approach this dorm at the moment, so the risk of a sudden crisis is probably well under 10% for the foreseeable future. But if someone were to attack in the middle of the night, I'm confident Sachi would be composed enough to wake up and take immediate evasive action.
ただ、もう一度言っておきますけど、私がこんなことをしなければいけないのはゆうくんのせいなんですからね。
I see. Be tough on other people, but even tougher on yourself. Unless you keep yourself watchful and alert at all times, you'll end up getting into trouble when you least expect it. My master and instructors drilled those lessons in my head, but perhaps it wouldn't hurt to let down my guard on occasion. Here's what I'm getting at, Skaki. Do you think I should try to go dede?
ちょっと大丈夫？具合が悪いのなら信頼のおける病院を紹介するわよ。
Oh my god, he is not the usual militaristic dickhead.
There's
Also-
something wrong. We need to get him somewhere immediately.
Also, like, every time I see them, I think it, but I'm finally gonna say it. For some reason, those bookshelves on the back, they infuriate me.
Yeah, whenever I look at them, I always can't help but think they should slide and have more books so you can get to more books at the back.
Yeah, that obviously looks how it's gonna work out, but then...
Why is there a fucking bookshelf in the laundry room?
I mean, this seems like a common room. Kinda.
No.
I mean, there's a fucking drink, like a fucking...
vending machine in the background, yeah.
In the background. There's a fucking table and chairs. It's probably there so whenever you wash your laundry, you can just kind of like sit down and read something if you feel like it.
Yeah, I'm gonna read.
But yeah, either
Twitter.
way, I feel the need to
Okay.
state that this just looks like a massive waste of space in the background. Like, sure, maybe you can like slide to the side to get more books. But at the same time, first off, you can just make it higher. And second off, why the fuck isn't there two of them on this side then? Also, they would probably be heavy to push from side to side because of the books.
Provided you had appropriately looked after runnels and rails for them, it shouldn't be all bad.
I mean, there don't seem to be any like, based on what we see on this side, there don't seem to be, like, rails or anything roller in the way of rollers. Even if there were rollers, they would not be fucking properly secured, so they could just roll out front whenever a fucking earthquake happens. And we all know that Japan is a nation prone to having earthquakes. I'm seriously worried about my mental health. Seems like a bit of an overreaction.
だって相談があると言って人を呼び出してする話がこれでしょ。どこか患っていると疑われても文句は言えないわよ。
Is it really so surprising that I'm bringing this up?
ええ、たとえ相談先が周防さんや松島さんだったとしても同じ反応をしていたでしょうね。
I'll take your word for it.
でもどうして急にそんなことを？傍から見ている分にはうまくやっているように見えていたわよ。
I think so too, and it's not exactly a critical problem, but Sachi's been telling me that I'm too guarded.
なるほどね。
Sagaki nods thoughtfully as if this clears everything up.
風見くんも気づいていると思うけれど、おそらくこの学園で一番自分を抑え込んでいたのは小峰さんよ。
Yeah, I think that's pretty obvious if you compare her to the way she was a year ago.
そして好きになった人と付き合うようになって結婚も間近となれば幸せの絶頂でしょ。だったらもっと甘えたい、そばにいたいと思うのは当然じゃないかしら。
Makes sense.
まあ私がこんなことを言ったところであなたは処女の妄想だと笑うかもしれないけれど。
Of course not. Your advice is always on point, Sakaki. That's why I came to you.
そう、それならいいのだけれど。個人的な意見を言わせてもらえば、隙がないと言っても以前に比べれば随分と丸くなったと思うわよ。
Really?
ええ。出会ったばかりのあなたは、ふむ、わかった、問題ないだけで全ての会話を済ませていた牧年人だったもの。
No, I'm not the world's most sociable person, but I don't remember being that bad.
私がそう思ったのだから、小峰さんも少なからず同じ感想を持っていたんじゃないかしら。
You think Sachi's request is reasonable then?
まあそうね。バカップルになりなさいとは言わないけれど、もう少しくらい砕けてあげた方が小峰さんも喜ぶと思うわ。
Zuri, I was right to ask for your advice, Commander Saki. Sorry for taking your time.
あなたの上官になった覚えはないけれど、私に迷惑をかけたと思うのなら、せいぜい出れてみせなさいな。
Alright, I'll be giving her the dick later.
Fascinating.
Imagine if he actually responds like that.
Let the Wookiee win.
Not to worry, because Miyuji may have his weak points, but the word impossible isn't in his dictionary. Oh, but a long day. Hey. That was far longer than I would expect. Question mark, music note, question mark, music note, question mark, music note to be. Descending to the first floor of the dorm in search of Sachi, I found her pushing a vacuum cleaner across the lobby while humming cheerfully to herself. Hello there, Sachi. Cleaning in your spare time again. The devotion to service knows no bounds.
それはおかしな話です。どちらかといえば私は出される方。今はそういう話ではなかったですよね。
Is it just me or you're cracking more dirty jokes lately?
もともと性に興味津々なお年頃だったところを日々ゆうくんに教育されていますから、それも致し方ありません。
Fucking meet you just sitting on the couch suddenly like, what? Was that the noise?
Sudden realization hit like a train.
Is that really the problem? Maybe we should cut back on the frequency of those lessons. Grabbing 2 hours is no good for no good way to. There's no way to learn after all. Don't look so darn hard. It's such. I have some good news for you.
これからは寮の部屋ではなくホテルで。
Oh, is that good? Would that be good news? That's not it. It's not to wholeheartedly accept your request for a blatantly savage displays of affection.
ということは、つま
Yes,
り。
I've decided to go. Dere.
すみません、ゆうくん。今、なんと。
I can't believe it.
I will go dere. Grabbing Sachi-Route by the shoulders, I delivered his announcements as forcefully as I can.
これはきっと私の願望が具現化した妄想ですね。そうに違いありません。
Wrong. This is really happening.
だとしたら、どうして急に心変わりを？
Well, it seems you aren't alone in thinking that I'm too guarded. And logically speaking, a man should take pleasure in the act of flirting with a woman he loves. I'm forced to conclude that my attempts to avoid this were misguided.
さすがゆうくんです。その男らしさに思わず子宮がキュンと。
What? Thread creep throbbing contained to your chest, Leia?
しかし、みちる様をご覧いただければお分かりのように、デレも一筋縄ではいきません。そこで、ゆうくんの覚悟がどれほどのものか、僭越ながら、この小峰幸が試させていただきます。
Very well.
では、準備はよろしいですか？
Whenever you are. As soon as I nod, Sachi takes a long, deep breath, preparing herself for the task at hand.
ゆうくん。
What is this?
なんでもありません。ただ呼んでみただけです。今、心の底から、うぜえ、と思いましたね。
I sure did. Yes.
Yeah.
I actively fucking did.
No, couldn't be no. I want to feel love.
Brother, you can feel love without this cringe bullshit. Listen, I speak from experience as someone that as a teenager was in a relationship where we did the bullshit no I love you more, and I wish I could kill myself from back then.
My loneliness knows no bounds. You will never understand.
If it was anyone but you, yeah, if it was anyone but you, I might have thrown a punch.
それではデレになりません。ここでの正しいデレ方は、こいつと額を小づく感じになります。
If I saw a couple doing that on the streets, I'd have to suppress the urge to beat them senseless.
練習でこんな感じだと、ゆうくんが真のデレをマスターするのはなかなか難しそうですね。
This isn't even Yuji. This is me.
Sorry, I'm a failure as a boyfriend.
謝る必要なんてありません。私はゆうくんが出れると言ってくれただけで嬉しいんですから。
Sachi.
ねえ、隠れて観察するのはいいんだけど、あの二人は何をやってるわけ？
見りゃわかんべ。これでもかってくらいイチャついてるのよさ。
Display.
Well, it's a public exhibition.
Public
of themselves,
display! Shame for display.
Yes. Right.
My own.
That reminds me
I've
like
been
only
running
recent,
from the back
like I
of
think
you.
like a couple of
Shameful
days ago,
display.
a channel that I follow. God, what the fucking name again? Can never remember. Alright, Sirkovich played Total War Warhammer 3, but under a challenge where he essentially has to play it like Total War Medieval 2.
Yes, and he did it as Britannia. I watched that video.
Yeah. I do not enjoy play. I haven't really tried too many of the human factions, but I genuinely just do not enjoy them.
Human supremacy. I love humanity.
I've had the most fun playing as Beastmen, Demons of Khorne, and Chaos Undivided.
Yeah, well, that's because you're a subhuman. You're subhuman German. Okay?
Brother, I am literally the nation that the Empire is modeled after. Also, I just genuinely fucking hate the supply lines, so the less I have to deal with supply lines, the better.
Polish yoke is coming to overthrow you.
Like, you know, the only race that I mentioned that doesn't have to deal with supply lines is the Beastmen. But the Demons of Khorne and Chaos Undivided essentially don't have to deal with supply lines either. Because they don't care about their income. They just raid. That reminds me, actually, apparently a new patch is announced for Baldur's Gate 3 that is adding in a bunch of new subclasses to the game. One of said subclasses being one that I personally very much look forward to. It's the Path of the Giant Barbarian. Literally just yeet the enemy the subclass.
あれがイチャイチャ？ねえ、あれがイチャイチャなの？何をやって楽しいかなんて人それぞれだし、本人たちが満足してればそれがイチャイチャなんじゃない？だったら余計に変よ。さっきのユージめちゃくちゃ無理してたじゃない。
え？チルチルにはそう見えんの？
私には楽しそうに見えたけどな。え、そうなの？普段はさっちゃんがユージの軍隊ごっこに付き合ってるんだし、あれはあれでいいバランスになると思うわよ。そうかもしれないけど、なんていうか歪んでるわね。
いいのよ、チルチル。恋人なんて言っても元は赤の他人同士なんだから、歪んで当然。相手に遠慮して丸まっているうちはただのままごとに過ぎないのよさ。
何気にかっこいいこと言ってる気がするけど、あんた一体何者よ。
Probably an alien. Reminds me, I don't know why, but recently Morgan brought up an idea, like almost kind of story idea. Fucking absolute moron alien invades the Earth of like, because her planet is in search of the precious material called dihydrogen monoxide. She thinks it's gonna be like a precious metal, because like, obviously it's gonna be a precious metal if her entire planet wants it. And like, just does not know what the fuck it's actually supposed to be, and that she is currently surrounded in it on Earth. Funnily enough, this was the picture that she sent in conjunction with the idea.
They even got the time thing wrong.
I think that's on purpose, brother. That's trying to say that you fucking... you overslept.
それに平気で女の子にアイアンクローしてくるようなお兄ちゃんにあんな真似ができるのは世界広しといえどサッチンだけだしな。
ああ、それは確かに。
From this day on, I think I'll have to stop Makamichi and her tsundere practice. Do my best to hide the sense of shame looming over me. I gobble up the Japanese-style eggplant pasta Sachi made me for lunch. then suggest we go out for an impromptu shopping trip.
みそじを過ぎればお肉より
Aww.
How fucking dare you imply that I will ever stop eating meat?
Her singing is nice. Leave me alone.
Listen,
I'm the only one that-
if
I'm
it's
the only
just
one that
about the
makes always
singing,
my time.
she can even sing the fucking Kamurocho Enka song from Yakuza 3. Have you ever heard that one? Like, we've all heard fucking... Like, we've probably all heard fucking Bakamitai, as well
Yes,
as maybe
Bakamitai.
Judgment.
Yes.
But
Great
there's more.
Jesus.
Ever heard fucking Machine Gun Kiss?
Maybe. I don't know.
No question mark.
Yeah, that's a big old question.
Actually,
mark.
there is a chance that you've heard Machine Gun Kiss, considering that is in both Infinite Wealth and just Yakuza 7, Yakuza Like a Dragon. Where in Yakuza Like a Dragon, it's sung by the police guy. Adachi, that's the name. But fucking... What's it called? Alright, Kamuru Setsugeka is the fucking name. Funnily enough, in the original Yakuza 2, for some reason they cut this out of Kiwami 2. But because like the first time Kamuro Setsugeka showed up in fucking Yakuza 3, it is actually reference to the original Yakuza 2, where there is a side quest that has you helping the fucking author, like the fucking author of the song, come up with it. But for some fucking reason, they cut it out.
Why would they do that?
I don't know. I legitimately just don't know. And then there's also fucking Machine Gun Kiss here. Hold on, copy, close both windows, send. Also, I don't know why, but I've been playing fucking Fable Anniversary, and guess what alignment I'm going?
What?
Evil. I'm very, very passionate about the housing market. Okay. Do you know what that reference is, Eagle?
Not quite.
In Fable 1, you can buy houses and rent them out. But for some reason, first off, the only houses that you can actually buy without any additional input needed aside from paying are marital homes. And marital homes you can upgrade and then rent out if you want to. But you can literally buy almost every house in the game. The problem is that they aren't for sale until all its inhabitants are dead. So in order to invest in real estate, like say you have enough money to buy every house in a city. In order to invest in its real estate, you have to slaughter the entire population of the city, buy every house, rent it out, and for some reason, people move back into the city and and fucking live in the homes you're renting out. I'm pretty sure they fixed this in Fable 2, but I don't know for sure right now. Actually, let me check. You should notice that each stone building has a white paper on it. These papers, when viewed, will let you buy each property in the game in order to make passive income. Oh yeah, in Fable 2 they fixed it, so you can just buy every house. Normally, only in Fable 1 you actually have to fucking murder the entire population. And what I find bullshit in Fable 1 is there is the Dark Chapel of Scorn at one point. And you can bring people there to sacrifice. And when you sacrifice people, you have a chance to be given the strongest bow in the game, Scorn's bow. The issue is that, for some reason, at this temple of an evil deity, the chance to get its best reward is... Okay, first off, it is like the things that influence if you get it or not. That kind of makes sense. Max HP of the sacrifice. Current HP of the sacrifice. If they're damaged, it increases the chance massively. Time of day. Day of the week. All these are fine. Like, if you sacrifice it as close to midnight of a Saturday as possible, your chances increase exponentially. But here come the influence that doesn't make sense. Because your chances are massively increased or decreased based on your alignment. Based on your true alignment specifically. Armor does not factor into this. So, if you are a evil aligned character, the chance to get Scorn's bow drops significantly. If you are neutral or good, your chances increase significantly. Why does the evil god want you to be nice? I don't fucking know, but he's a cringe lord. Anyways. Is that the Tuna Fishman's theme you're singing? Okay, now I have an even bigger problem with this song because it's fucking Tuna Fishman related.
はい、先日映画館で見たカルビ将軍が主役のスピンオフ作品、面白かったですよね。
I wish to find the writer and slaughter them.
Why does he have a spin-off movie?
I don't know. I have to say, the big surprise for me was seeing the theater packed with men and women of all ages.
マグロマンですから。
Transcends age.
I'm not sure how that's supposed to explain anything, but I can't deny that Fishman's presently popular. Seems to appeal to a surprisingly wide range of people.
ところで、今日はどうしましょう。日用品の買い出しは先日ゆうくんに付き合ってもらったばかりですし。
Well, it's not like we need to actually buy anything, right?
それは謎かけか何かですか？
Not really. I'm just saying that a long aimless walk with you sounds pretty good to me.
びっくりです。ゆうくんが出れました。
What, does that seriously qualify?
はい。何気ない会話の中でのさりげないおしめり台詞。まるで恋愛上級者のようでした。
In that case, maybe we shouldn't try to force that.
確かに、それは言えているかもしれませんね。
Might not have much time for the sappy stuff, but I'm definitely in love with you. Could find myself saying a few nauseatingly sweet things without even meaning to.
続けざまにそんなことを言われると、私もさすがに恥ずかしくなってしまいます。
This is from the girl who can walk up to someone and say, I'm having my period, so I'd like to be excused from PE today without batting an eye. Sachi's actually pretty weak to surprise attacks. The contrast is cute enough that it's hard to resent her usually deadpan sarcasm. Honestly, she's just unfair. You really are a laugh, Sachi. Reaching out to ruffle her hair affectionately.
そこは面白いじゃなく可愛いだと思います。
Apparently somewhat dissatisfied with my remarks, Sachi puffs out her cheek indignantly, although I knows she's still blushing. Feels like her face is growing more expressive with every passing day. Lately, just watching it is enough to fill me with a mysterious sense of contentment. Are there any shops you want to stop by yourself, Sachi?
そうですね。では、前から入ってみたかった雑貨屋さんから見ていきましょう。
ちょっと、さっちゃん。
Just as I take Sachi's hand and turn in the direction of our new destination, a little later we're acquainted with calls out from us from beyond. To us from beyond.
高梨のおばあちゃん、こんにちは。
Kiara?
She's not that old. Also, that's not a nice thing to say about your fellow German speaker.
Yeah, she's Austrian. I'm pretty sure Cece is closer to where I am from.
Yeah. Depending on which bit of Germany she answers to.
Yeah. I mean, like, sure, Austrians also wear dirndls and Trachten and all that, but, like, in spirit, they are farther from Germany than just regular Germans. Unless Cece is from, like, northern Germany, then I will relentlessly bully her.
Yeah,
Not
it
a
makes
big
all the difference.
fan of
Either she's
the-
from Munich or Hamburg.
Yeah, like, if she is from former Prussia, essentially, bullying. Like, that is actually, like, a genuine issue. I hate it when I talk to people in the way I speak regularly, Bavarian, and they don't understand me the first time, so I say it again more clearly. And if they then don't understand me again, I hate it because at that point I have to resort to just using regular German, or how we say it, Hochdeutsch. And speaking Hochdeutsch, I hate it. Because, like, speaking Hochdeutsch, no matter how you say it, it will always make you feel like you're unintentionally talking down to someone.
So that's where the attitude came from.
He is not a big fan of the Prussians.
Well, yeah, I'm Bavarian. What were you expecting? There's a reason the Bayernpartei exists. Funny enough, actually, I once did like a quiz for what party what I would identify with most when it comes to their general philosophies and stuff like that, and it actually gave me Bayernpartei as the result, which is so fucking funny because Bayernpartei is the party in parliament that is trying to like separate Bavaria from the rest of Germany and make it into its own nation again.
You're not a member of the Reichsbürger movement, are you?
I don't know right now. Hold on.
He might as well be a member of the Bavarian Independence League.
Reichsbürgerbewegung. Reichsbewegung ist ein Sammelbegriff für eine organisatorische und ideologische sehr heterogene Szene, also meist Einzelpersonen, seltener teilweise sektenartiger Klein- und Kleinstgruppen. Gemeinsam in das Gesetz der Bundesrepublik Deutschland als legitimer und souveräner Staat bestreitet, sowie seine Repräsentanten und die gesamte deutsche Rechtsordnung fundamental abgelehnt. Von den sogenannten Reichsbürgern vertretenen Ideologien gehören oft die Ablehnung der Demokratie, Ideologieelemente des Monarchismus, Rechtsextremismus, Geschichtsrevisionismus und teilweise Antisemitismus, Esoterik bzw. Rechtsesoterik und die Leugnung des Holocausts. Yeah, the Bayernpartei ain't this fucking bad.
Thank goodness.
Like, we're not saying democracy was a mistake, we're just saying we want Bavaria to be its own thing again. Like,
Yeah.
we are literally like the biggest fucking state in all of fucking Germany.
Yeah. Kind of like how Catalonia regards itself as, or wants to be, a separate part from Spain.
Yeah. Wasn't your latest independence poll like super close?
No. Like,
No.
Bayernpartei is
What?
not not able, like even if they were to fucking reach the seat of power, they would literally by the Constitution be unable to do what they want to do. Also, like essentially, just to put it how it would essentially be, for you, Eagle, Bampadai would essentially be a party that says like, okay, make Northern Ireland a part of Ireland again, I guess you could say, like independent from the UK. But imagine if there's a group in the US Parliament that is literally all about trying to make Alaska its own country.
Well, see, that's different because Alaska would never make it on its own.
Sounds like the deranged lunacy of the SNP, but oh well.
The Scottish would never make it on their own either.
Scottish National Party.
The Scottish would never make it. I've seen their economic report.
こんにちは。で、それより聞いたわよ。あんた、近々結婚するって話は本当なのかい？
はい、それは本当のことなんですけど、そのこと皆さんにお話ししていましたっけ？
いや、さっちゃんからは聞いてないんだけど、ほら、県知事の娘さんの、なんて言ったかね、学生みたいな子は。
Chizuru, eh? I forget that she's the governor's daughter. Oh well.
そう、懇親会の時、その千鶴さんが教えてくれてね。相手はやっぱりユージくんなのかい？
はい、相手はユウくんですし、結婚式は今月の23日で、私ももうすぐ人妻です。
そうかい、そうかい。もうすぐとは聞いていたけど、今月だったとは驚きだね。
All of our friends told us there was no reason to waste time. It's September 23rd, Sachi's birthday, so it seemed like a good date as any. As good a date as any.
なるほどね。それで、披露宴や二次会なんかの予定はあるのかい？
Lady, they're students. I doubt they have the money for that.
You say that, but you forget how loaded Machina and Yumiko are normally on their own.
Yeah, but like, if you really want to do a reception for yourself, you kind of owe it to yourself to be the one handling everything, you know? Like, you are inviting people to celebrate your marriage along with you. Like, if I was to be married and a friend was like, hey, we'll pay for it all, I would personally just say, no, you're not. I'm paying. I'm gonna have like one of the happiest days of my life, and I want y'all to not have to worry about that and just enjoy the day with me.
True. But I can picture Machina and, well, at the very least, Machina insisting on doing something.
Machina hides in the cake.
一応三島崎にある結婚式場で式を挙げる予定なのですが、披露宴や二次会の予定は今のところ。
ありゃ、そうだったのかい。うちのバカ息子は結婚できそうにないし、メイドの土産にさっちゃんの花嫁姿を拝んでおこうと思ったんだけど、残念だね。
すみません。
いやいや、さっちゃんが謝ることじゃないよ。
はい。
それよりユージ君、あんた、あっちの方の自信はあるのかい？
Might you be referring to the matter of marital relations?
ああ、そうさ。夫婦円満の秘訣だからね。
そこに関してでしたら何も心配ありません。
ってことは、すごいのかい、ユージ君。
Like this elderly lady,
right
really,
here, you know.
This elderly lady really over like, hey, what that dick do?
それはもう美浜の暴れ馬の異名を欲しいままにしているくらいです。
そりゃ私があと40は若けりゃぜひお相手願いたかったくらいね。
What is it with the women of Mishima Cape? Is this what the new Japanese breeding visas were for? This one region?
Oh yeah, I remember someone posting about that, but I lost track of it. Like, is that is not actually happening? Is it?
It's a lovely thought, though.
あれ、おばあちゃん、少し肩が凝っているみたいですね。
肩を揉んでくれるのは嬉しいんだけど、ちょっと力を入れ
She's
す
gonna
ぎじゃ
kill
ない
that.
か
I mean,
というか、目が笑ってないよ。
I'm sorry, Sachi's actually a bit on the jealous side.
ゆうくんはちょっと目を離すとすぐに色目を使いますから、彼女の方は気が気ではありません。
そういうことならこれ以上悪ふざけはできないね。それからお詫びの品と言っちゃなんだけど、これを持って行っておくれ。
Alright, I don't think I've talked about this yet. We finally had the windows changed in the apartment that I would be moving into.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually really nice inside now. Like, it actually holds heat a lot better. Like, it always had an advantage of just the way it's built is just like it holds heat well, but it also doesn't heat up unnecessarily in the summer. Like, it is nice and cool in the summer, but like nice and warm in the winter. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Hot when cold, cold when hot.
Mm-hmm. I'll actually need to make that fucking apartment livable by my next birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I think this is also a fucking countdown. If I... like, first off, if I'm not accepted as an apprentice at my current place of work, because they're essentially currently, thinking on if they'll take me on as an apprentice, which is currently looking unlikely, sadly. But yeah, like, if that doesn't happen, and I also don't find an actual apprenticeship until my birthday, I will quit my current job. Because if that point is reached, I'll actually have to apply for citizen's allowance, or I will literally not make it financially. And if I apply to citizen's allowance while I also have a job, I will literally just cut down on the amount of money I will get from the citizen's allowance, which is just a waste, really. Like, I would continue working if the work wasn't as physically straining. Like, very bad example. Imagine, like, if I was a fucking employee at a fucking GameStop or something, I would probably keep working. But, like, just going into work to essentially make my back scream in pain every fucking Tuesday and Saturday for the same amount of cash, essentially, as if I weren't working, ain't worth it. What else the old lady has is a net full of fresh, raw oysters.
お気持ちはとても嬉しいのですが。
いいんだよ。どうせじいさんは何食わせたって同じ反応しかしないんだし。味のわかる人に食べてもらった方が食材も喜ぶってもんさ。
Thank you very much. I'll remember the gift of these oysters as long as I live.
あんたも相変わらず大げさなことを言う子だね。
The old lady reflects my words with a laugh, but I don't consider them disproportionate in the slightest. This woman belongs to a generation that learned the value of food through painful experience. When it's coming from someone who's known hunger, there's no greater gift than food. It's only natural to respond with an appropriate level of gratitude.
サチ姉ちゃんだ。
幸お姉ちゃん、ユージ君と結婚するんでしょ？いいなぁ。ねえねえ、プロポーズの言葉はどんな感じだったの？
All of a sudden, a small crowd of people is gathering around us, hurling a barrage of questions our way. Sachi deftly parries each and every one of them in a characteristic display of poise. Again, all I can think of is fucking Ken Perry.
I was more thinking Russell Malafant, but okay.
Hold on, wait. Is the clip on Discord as a fucking... Oh yeah, it actually is.
Quite apart from the Matrix one.
Yeah. Like, that is some impressive fucking shit right there.
少し話を聞かせてもらったんだけど、君たち結婚するの？
One young man in the crowd, however, speaks to me and said, "Yes, we are. Is there something we can do?"
いや、よってわけでもないんだけど、君たち美浜学園の学生だろ？
I don't mind if you call us naive for marrying young, but our families and our school approved, both approved. Hope you can be understanding.
いやいや、別に反対しているわけじゃないんだけど、その子のこと、ちゃんと守れるのかなと思ってね。
Like, you're just like, well, I can't take on like an entire small squad of the military single-handedly, so I should be fine.
Eesh.
That's nice. So as long as I'm alive, I'll protect Sachi from anything that threatens her. That's a promise.
ユウ君。
へえ、そこまで言えるのはすごいね。
I don't think so. Anyone can say that much if they're determined enough.
なるほど。覚悟か。
Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
ああ、いきなり変なことを聞いて申し訳なかったけど、陰ながら僕も君たちのことをお祝いさせてもらうよ。
That's kind of you to say that.
それじゃ、お幸せに。
ありがとうございます。
Sachi bows her head politely. The man offers a friendly nod in return, then strolls off down the street.
今の人、ユウ君のお知り合いですか？
No, can't say I've ever seen him before. There's a shopping district and all, but it's pretty small scale. I remember the faces of most of the people I've spoken with around here.
だとしたら、見知らぬお兄さんも私たちのことを祝福してくれているってことですね。
Yeah, I suppose.
どうかしたんですか？
I was just thinking, that guy smelled unusually nice, didn't he?
そういえば、石鹸の香りがする香水をつけていましたね。
Right. Sachi's not wrong about the cologne. I think I picked up the hint of a strangely sweet odor underneath that strong fragrance. It might have just been my imagination.
それより、早くお店を見て回りましょう。
Right.
やっぱり私も荷物を持ちましょうか。
I will carry it all in one trip from the car.
Inefficiency is for the weak.
Efficiency is for the weak.
This is a one-way trip.
Staring at the countless plastic bags hanging from my arms, Sachi offers her help in a concerned tone of voice. It seems the news of our impending marriage has spread all over town. By the time we finished our circuit of the shopping district, well-wishers had burdened me with a nearly unmanageable quantity of gifts. No cause for concern. I'm not soft enough to need my girlfriend's help with a task this simple.
さすがユウ君ですね。
That's right. No need for a taxi when you've got me around. You picked out a real bargain, Sachi. Hold on. The fuck, Cactus?
Cactus just doing cactus things again.
God, can I somehow find this on... Like, because I was thinking of, like, the fucking SPAC situation reminds me of something. Right, that was it. It does not, in fact, have it. Guess I'll have to look for the GIF elsewhere. That wasn't fucking TikTok. Oh, never mind. That one works as well. Just this is YouTube, just instead of fucking floaties, it's fucking shopping bags.
はい、こんなに頼もしい人が彼氏さんになってくれて、私は幸せ者です。
From her tone of voice, it sounds like she means that sincerely. Can't say it's a bad feeling when my girlfriend feels that way.
でも、私たちのことがこれだけ有名になっていたのは、ちょっと驚きましたね。
I think Chizuru mentioning our marriage in that interview for the local paper has something to do with that. She's probably trying to use the glamorous image of a wedding to counteract some of the negative impressions people have about me and my academy.
ということは、私たちの結婚が美浜学園のイメージアップを担っているというわけですね。
I mean, she's got a point.
Yeah.
Kind of a nuisance for the people she's using as walking advertisements.
そんなことを言ってはダメです。学園のためにできることがあるなら精一杯頑張りましょう。
Yeah, I suppose. We owe a lot to everyone at Miyama. It's only thanks to them that we've managed to make it this far. I'm willing to put up with a bit of hassle if it means we're paying some small part of that debt.
私の誕生日はもうすぐなんですから。
Right. Speaking of counteracting negative impressions, that actually has a lot to do with the reason I chose that date for our wedding. I don't think Sachi has a lot of good memories associated with September 23rd. She was younger, spent a lot of lonely birthdays resenting her parents for their absence. I'm hoping to overwrite that association with the kind of happiness a birthday usually involves.
そう考えると、次の結婚式の打ち合わせに行くのが今から楽しみです。
Now, come to think of it, when is that anyway?
9月16日です。もう、それくらい覚えていてください。
Right, well I hope it goes more smoothly than the last one. My job's kind of a pain in the neck. I need to get approval from the people upstairs just to leave the prefecture. More importantly, unless I apply for an absence beforehand, it's not uncommon for sudden calls from the office to make a mess of my plans.
ちなみに、次の打ち合わせはドレスの選定の予定になっています。
We've come that far, huh?
そこで、私たちの結婚式について、ゆうくんに提案があるのですが、聞いてもらえますか？
Kind of proposals?
一つは、一般の人も参列できるタイプの結婚式にしたいというものです。
Mr. Gadashi got to you, huh?
他にも結婚式に参加したいとおっしゃる方がたくさんいましたし、普段お世話になっている町の人たちへの感謝の気持ちという意味でも、その方が良いのではないかと思いまして。
You got a point there? Without Chizuru's gonna object either, since it means the general public will have a chance to see our wedding in person. Okay, I'm on board. I'll discuss it with the planner right away.
ありがとうございます。
So, what's the other proposal then?
これは提案というよりお願いになってしまうのですが、ウェディングドレスは私に選ばせてほしいんです。
I mean, that's entirely fair.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, I
a
don't
bad
really
luck for
see-
you if the groom sees the
Yeah, exactly.
wedding dress prematurely.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's
You don't
supposed
want
to
me
see
to come
it.
to that appointment then?
いえ、もちろんゆうくんの好みも聞きたいですから、ドレスは一緒に見てほしいのですが、最終的にどのドレスを結婚式で着るかは、私だけに選ばせてほしいんです。
I mean, if I were to ever marry, I'd leave the fucking final decision to my wife anyways. Like, she'll be wearing it on the most important day of her life. She gets to decide which one she actually wears. Like, I'll fucking say, like, I like this one and I like that one, but the end decision is hers. Might have asked why.
なんと言いますか、事前にこのドレスを着るということが分かっていると、結婚式当日の楽しみが薄れてしまうような気がするんです。
I see. I think I understand where Sachi's coming from. When you're trying to make someone really happy, you want to do everything you possibly can to make the moment as special as possible. It's probably the same way Sachi's parents felt as they secretly prepared that elaborate birthday surprise for her in their workshop. Alright, in that case, I'll leave the decision up to you.
ありがとうございます、ゆうくん。
Only one condition. Make sure you pick a dress that makes me fall in love with you all over again.
はい、それはゆうくんのことが大好きすぎて困ってしまうこの小峰幸が天地神明に誓って約束します。
Her really rather excessive love for him. Delivering this line with a smile, Sachi makes her way down the shopping district street with a skip in her step. The setting sun bathes her in its faint orange glow.
Remember that?
Sound of her humming seems to express Sachi's feelings more eloquently than any words possibly could. And I find myself newly determined to make sure our ceremony leaves her smiling more brightly than ever before. For the most part, ceremonies are designed for the enjoyment of the crowds, not for the benefit of whoever's actually being celebrated. This festival might be about asking the gods for safety and good harvests, but the villagers still dance and sing. Even at a funeral, the survivors drink and reminisce about the departed. The passage of time hasn't changed that basic dynamic, and apparently it applies to our wedding as well.
やっぱり新郎新婦登場といえばゴンドラでしょう、ゴンドラ。
This isn't Venice, Witcher.
ゴウンゴウンと天井から登場。悪くないです。
私はワイヤーで空を飛びながら登場ってのも捨てがたいと思うけどな。
It sounded like they were holding the wedding outside, though?
We're not dangling them from helicopters, Amano.
それならいっそスカイダイビングウェディングなんてどう？きっとイヤーって感じになれて楽しいのよさ。
The moment I exit my room, I find myself in the middle of a boisterous conversation. I was wondering why people were being so noisy out here first thing in the morning. Talking about the wedding again, huh?
そう、今日は打ち合わせがある日だって聞いたから、私たちの意見をさっちゃんに伝えてるの。
Okay, but what you're talking about right now is a reception. We're not planning on having anything like that.
そういえばそうでした。
じゃあなんでお兄ちゃんたちは披露宴やらんの？
We did decide to tie the knot, but we're still just students. We can't start splurging on this sort of thing.
だけど結婚式よ。女の子にとって一生に一度の晴れ舞台なのよ。それならウェディングケーキに入刀しときたいってのが当然じゃない。
ですが、入刀ならいつでも。
突っ込まない。私は突っ込まないんだからね。まあ、さっちゃんがそれでいいって言ってるなら無理強いはしないしね。
As the date of our wedding grows closer, it's been increasingly common for me to find the women happily discussing it like this. I suppose it's proof that people around us genuinely approve of our own marriage. But this level of support probably means they were eager to see us move past that vague dating phase and make the nature of our relationship clear. Staunch been worried that holding a ceremony so abruptly might rub people the long way. Rub people the long way. Some don't.
There's a short way to rub people.
Thought she's been worried that holding a ceremony so abruptly might rub people the wrong way, but seems like that fear was totally
ほら
unfounded.
サチ、次は幼馴染カップル向けブライダルの特集記事をチェックよ。
Watching from the corner of my eye as Sachi thumbs through Michiru's magazine with a smile on her face, I sit down and flip on the lobby television. Like, yes, here's an article on how like the marriage ceremony can be enhanced by sharing memories from both of your childhoods. Both of them just sit there like, okay, so we met a couple of times in a fucking playground to play while she wasn't having fucking massively depressing things happen to her, and afterwards I was drafted into the military. I feel like this is a bad idea.
それでは次のニュースです。15日の午後2時頃、三島崎3丁目の公園に不審物があるとの通報を受けた警察が現場に駆けつけたところ、ダイナマイト状の爆発物を模したと思われる物体がベンチ下の段ボール箱の中から発見されました。なお、通報の1時間前にはインターネット上でこれから爆弾を仕掛けに行くとの書き込みがあったことが分かっています。三島崎では2ヶ月前にも同じような事件が発生しており、一連の犯行はインターネット上の掲示板で書き込みを行っているトイボマーなる人物によるものとみて、警察は調べを進めています。
まさかとは思うけど、これユージとさっちゃんがやってるんじゃないわよね。
そうなの
？Of course not. If I was a mad bomber, I wouldn't leave dummies all over the place for no good reason.
ダイナマイトのような爆発物は安価で手に入りやすいのが魅力ですが、プラスチック爆弾の方がはるかに扱いやすいですしね。その詳しさが否定の説得力をどんどん奪い取っていってる気がするのは私だけ。
Like, listen, if we would do it, we would be professional about it, okay?
それにさ、爆弾なんて作ろうと思って簡単に作れるもんじゃないんでしょ？
I mean, do you have a wonder bar?
All you need is some fertilizer.
No, that's like a joke that me and a friend used to make when he first introduced me to this candy bar called the Wonder Bar. This candy bar here. And the joke was that, first of all, it's got enough fucking calories in it, like enough fucking calories in general, like stuff of that nature, to be an entire fucking meal. And secondly, the amount of fucking peanuts that are in there are probably enough to where you can just use one of those to make a stick of dynamite. And so when I ate like 3 of them back to back, my friend just looked at me like I was fucking insane. I used to eat these a lot, but now I rarely ever do.
"最近はそうでもないわ。
おお、ユミちゃん、いつからそこに？
最初からいたわよ。
Didn't even notice. Not bad, Skaki.
今回はたまたま、きっとたまたまよ。
ユミちゃんが影の薄さを気にしてんのは分かったから、話の続きを。
分かっているわよ。今はインターネットを介せば欲しい情報は何でも手に入る時代よ。それは爆弾の作り方だって例外じゃないわ。
Just, remember to turn on incognito first.
Dude, she's read the Unabomber manifesto.
Motherfucker planning to become Bomberman.
確かにネット中毒者のユミコが言うと説得力があるわよね。
Yeah, instead of Tuna Man. Or Mackerel Man.
私は別に中毒者というわけでは。
でもこの前学校の建て替え工事の影響で光回線が使えなかった時妙にイライラしてたじゃんかよ。
あれはだって
脱線しそうだから話を戻させてもらうけど、今は本物の爆弾を作るのも難しくないってことでいいのよね。
ええ、コンビニエンスストアが1軒あれば爆弾が作れるというのは割と有名な話よ。
危ねえ、そんなことでいいのかよコンビニ。
私たちにとって便利なお店は犯罪者にとっても便利なお店ってことですね。
いや、ここでうまいこと言わなくてもいいから。
それより問題なのはテレビで言ってた事件がこの町で起こってるってことなのよさ。
I guess you could say that they started making trouble in the neighborhood.
They got in one little fight.
And then their mom got scared.
We're not moving to Bel Air.
God, hold on, I need to find the fucking picture again.
I'll never forget Jeffrey of that series, he was one. If that's a groove, the Grand Canyon is a ditch.
Yeah, there we go. That's the one. Imagine booting up a fucking game like Dota or League or fucking something, and this is the enemy team.
What the... Well too coordinated. I'll say it is.
Fucking West Philadelphia, born and raised, and the profile pictures combine to form half of Will Smith's face. At that point, you know you have to quit. You're not beating these people. I need to find people to play the fucking Toho Tower Defense game mode in Dota 2 with. Custom game mode.
He's trying to fucking infiltrate. He's trying to get in.
Like, there was a fucking time where this random ass Toho themed tower defense game, like custom game mode, just took over the Dota community for a short time, where consistently the joke was just like, yes, feeding anime girls to other anime girls to create the ultimate anime girl. Because the way you upgraded towers essentially there was it's a star tier based. Essentially you get a tower to level 10, and then you can grab 2 1-star level 10 towers, put them in a 1-star level 10 towers inventory, and then upgrade them, destroying the 2 1-star level 10 towers and turning the one at the top essentially into a level 1 tier 2 tower. And then for a tier 2, you would need 3 level 10 tier 2 towers. And then for level 4, you need 4. And then for level 5, you need 5. So the joke was just like, yes, feeding anime girls to other anime girls to create the ultimate anime girl. The joke was mainly Balmy. How is Balmy doing these days? I don't know.
I don't know.
It's so fucking funny because Balmy, I feel like I think I remember Balmy showing like a singular shot of the outside of his house. People just immediately found out where he lived. That reminds me, has fucking Sweet Dreams Alex actually released at this point? Oh yeah, Sweet Dreams Alex actually exists at this point. Wait, hold on. What the fuck do you mean Clarity Games made Warhammer 40k Mechanicus?
Okay.
That don't feel right. Clarity Games is literally the game studio that Balmy opened. That don't feel right. Some don't feel right here. I feel like I would have noticed if fucking Bowie got permission to make a Warhammer 40k game.
Is it possible they're lying?
Doubt it. Oh no, hold on. That's the publisher is Casino Games. The developers are Clarity Games, but for some reason, clicking on Clarity Games sends me to the Steam page of Casino Games, which is the publisher, not the developer. Yeah, for example, one game that they're showing is called Uncle Chop's Rock Chop, which is made by Beard Envy, while the Warhammer Mechanicus game is made by Bulwark Studios. It's literally just sending me the fucking publisher page, even though I clicked on the fucking developer. I knew something wasn't right though. Actually, I'm curious if there's a fucking Clarity Games wiki page. There is not. There is their own website though. They made fucking Sweet Dreams Alex, Boosted Survivors, Chroma, Disasters, and that's it. Anyways.
そうそう、もしユージみたいにすぐドカーンってビル爆破しちゃうようなやつがいたら、私も安心して外を歩けないし。
Not to worry, it's pretty much impossible for your average Joe to get their hands on that much explosive material.
じゃあなんでユージは用意できたのよ。
それは聞くだけ野暮ってものよ。
ねえ、私たちって実はとんでもないやつのクラスメートになっちゃったんじゃないの？
I have a sniper rifle in my closet. Imagine if you actually said that.
それもものすごい今更な話な。
でも最近はどこも物騒ってのは本当よね。どうするユージ？もしさっちゃんが事件に巻き込まれたりしたら。
Now that's what I'd call a foolish question. No matter what the circumstances, I'll use all the means at my disposal to protect Sachi, even if it means turning the entire world against me.
ユーク。まあ、ユージは本当にそれができちゃうからね。やっぱり三島崎で一番危険なのはユージなんじゃない？
逆を言えばそれだけ風見くんのそばは安全ということにもなるわ。頼もしい人が彼氏でよかったわね、小峰さん。
はい、確かにそうですね。
Sachi smiles in response to Kaki's words, but I don't fail to notice that it's not quite the same as a usual grin.
っていうか、二人とも時間は大丈夫なの？今日は何時から？
打ち合わせは10時からで、午後からは公園で遊んだりする予定になっています。
今日は結婚式で着るドレスを決める日なのよね。
はい、試着もさせていただけるとのことで、今からとても楽しみです。
I feel like they're conveniently skimming over the part where they said that they'll be playing in the park. You know, the park where a bomb was found.
9/11.
The fuck do 9/11 got to do with this?
It has nothing to do with it. I just want to be really funny.
What the fuck?
This game
ねえ
is set
小峰さん、
11 years after that
これ
event.
は前から聞こうと思っていたことなのだけれど、ドレスは本当に既製品のレンタルでいいの？もしあなたと風見くんさえ良ければ、私の方でテーラーメイドのドレスを用意させてもらうことだって。
榊さんは本当にお優しい方ですね。
優しいとかそういうものではないのよ。私はただ自分のエゴであなたたちの結婚を祝わせてほしいと思っているだけだから。
Skaki.
榊さんのお気持ちはとても嬉しいのですが、
ゆうくんも言っていたように、私たちはまだ学生です。それに、私のお父さんとお母さんの結婚式も、親族のみのささやかなものだったと聞いていますから。
つまりサッチンは2人と同じような結婚式にしたいって考えてんだべ。
うん。そう。小峰さんにそういう考えがあるなら、私もこれ以上この話をするつもりはないわ。あなたたちが主役の結婚式なのだから、あなたたちのやりたいようにやるのが一番だもの。はい。ありがとうございます。
お待たせしてしまってすみません。今日はドレスの選定でしたよね。
Apparently wedding planners earn money out the fucking ass.
Either that or they're meeting in one of the venues where they were thinking of holding it.
Huh? Why the what the fuck, bud?
Why is it so rich?
I don't know.
Is that a gold-plated elevator door?
It sure is.
Looks it.
はい。
I think we should
よろ
have
しくお
these
願いしま
kill
す。
their decadence.
Yeah, what's the fucking joke with JFJ again? Who's his mom? Adam's mom, that was it.
Adam's mom.
Wasn't there also like a straight up fucking waifu cup for just Adam's mom?
Yeah, there is. It's great. You should get it.
It's sold out. It is not available. I straight up cannot get it.
Adam's mom was just too popular.
Yeah. Fucking context eagle. This is a shaker cup for JFJ. And the joke is because, like, there's a fucking chat member called Adam's mom who's a wedding planner and fucking consistently donates, like, fucking $500 sometimes.
Yeah, Adam's mom.
Why that much?
He's
I don't know.
He's become a part of the JFJ lore. Because a Texan man's got to eat, that's why.
Fucking Adam Hyde posts on Twitter, I cannot fathom that I live in a timeline where your mom has been filled with guacamole gamer fart 9000 is a sentence that was said by a real human being on the same planet as me. And it's just
Hell
like
yeah.
Adam's mom just reposts it like it's fucking nothing. Like,
Yeah, it's him.
At this point, like, if someone told me that, like, yes, JFJ fucks Adam's mom, I would not be surprised.
And he would love to.
Probably.
He'd be honored.
I mean, if you had a rich MILF that is willing to spend, like, fucking thousands of dollars on you, would you not?
You had me at MILF. You didn't even need to add the rich part.
はい、こちらこそよろしくお願いします。
After taking a seat and getting through the pleasantries, our wedding planners spread out her materials on top of the table. You know, the first year on the job, so she's got plenty of energy. She also hasn't made any attempts to cleverly nudge us towards the more expensive options in the way a more jaded veteran might. Sachi and I both trust her.
それから先日お電話でご相談いただいた件についてなのですが、式場となるチャペルのキャパ35人まででしたら、お値段もほとんど変わらずに参列される方の人数をお増やしいただくことは可能です。
お値段もほとんど変わらないんですか？
はい。式場のチャージ料は会場の大きさごとに決まっているものですし。
What chapel only fits 35 people?
A small chapel.
Yes.
Is their chapel a fucking outhouse?
I mean, like, I live near a chapel that probably seats, like, 30.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a very charming little chapel in the middle of the small forest that I live near. In fact, that's also where, like, I think I can probably take a picture of that sometime. Essentially, for my confirmation, the way it works in Germany, they, like, usually do a project, and, like, other people did a project where they, like, took care of senior citizens and stuff like that. Others did, like, volunteering to help out at fucking kindergartens. My fucking group decided, you know what? We're going to refurbish the old bridge leading to, like, the small spring near the fucking chapel that we have. Which, there is actually, like, a story, like a folk story where a blind man, like, put the water from that spring on their eyes and he regained his sight. That I remember from my childhood. Yeah, essentially we tore down the wooden bridge there completely, which, by the way, led to us finding out that this bridge has been put on top of other wooden bridges like 5 times. We had to get rid of 5 layers of bridges where the last 2 or 3 layers had the consistency of mud. And then we built a new bridge on top of that. Not on top of that. We got rid of all of that, then we built a new bridge where it was. And that bridge is still there to this day. I should probably take a picture of that at some point and post that.
料金が上がるのはスタッフの人手を増やした時や披露宴を行う予定で引き出物やお料理の数が増えた場合がほとんどですから。
なるほどです。そういうことならぜひお願いしたいと思うのですが、ゆうくんはどうですか？
かしこまりました。では今後はそのように進めさせていただきますね。
よろしくお願いします。
それでドレスのお話に戻るのですが、以前からお渡ししていたカタログの方はもうご覧になられたりしてます？
それはもう折り目がつくほどに。
本当ですね。
いざ見てみるとどれも素敵なものばかりで、なかなか候補を絞れなくて。
そうですね。ウェディングドレスを着る機会はどうしても限られてしまいますから、そうおっしゃる方も多いんですよ。ただレンタルドレスは他の店舗と在庫を共有する形になってしまいますので、なるべく早めに決められた方が間違いないと思います。特に風見さんたちの場合は結婚式まであまり時間がありませんから。
今日で決めることができるでしょうか？
大丈夫ですよ小峰さん。私も精一杯お手伝いさせていただきますから、お気に入りの一着を見つけちゃいましょ
う。わかりました。プランナーさんにそれだけの覚悟がおありなら、この小峰幸全部のドレスを試着するつもりで全部
っていうのはさすがに冗談ですよね。
No, she is not.
That's real.
She is entirely serious.
いえ、本気です。
Sorry about that. My wife does joke around, but she doesn't tell lies.
頑張ります。それで途中から他の社員の方にもモデルをお願いすることになったのですが、みんなだんだん楽しくなってきてしまって、最後には女の子だらけのファッションショーが始まってしまいました。
As we make our way to the park spot of today's date, Sachi happily tells me all about her session with the planners. Women generally like to take as much time as possible to camp, picking out their clothes, and when you're choosing a wedding dress, I suppose that's doubly true. Went pretty far of a schedule there. How many did you check out altogether?
そうですね。100から先は覚えていません。
Woman, what the fuck? What is a kind of legendary fighter pilot?
でも、お店に在庫があったものに関しては、一通り目を通せたと思います。
No wonder it took so long. So, were you ultimately able to pick one you're going to wear?
はい。もうすぐ時間というところで、これだと思うものが見つかりました。
See, please you found one in the end.
あのドレスの可愛さは、ゆうくんも思わず着てみたいと口にしたくなること間違いなしです。
What?
Fascinating. Yeah, I'm sure he would love the cross dress.
Doubt.
Are you trying to emasculate your husband? There we go.
I don't know, some women are into that.
Not sure what the point of that would be. Naturally, I was also deciding what I'd wear at the same time Sachi was picking out her dress. But the very first outfit that showed me seemed good enough, so it took all of 3 seconds for me to finish. That's not to say I'm completely indifferent to what we wear. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what Sachi looks like in her dress. Although she no longer dresses like a maid day in and day out, the girl still tends to buy multiple copies of the same outfit, and she wears them over and over. So it has some real impact whenever I see her in something new.
今、いやらしいことを考えていましたね。
It looked that way?
はい。ゆうくんにしては珍しく、口元がにやけていましたから。
Well, I was having some pleasant thoughts to be sure.
大変です。いやらしいことを考えていたと、素直に白状されてしまいました。これは、今夜の下着は慎重に選ばなければいけません。と、そんなことをしているうちに、目的地に着いてしまいましたね。
It's just about noon, so why don't we start off by eating?
はい。今日のお弁当は早起きして一生懸命作りましたから、期待していてくださいね。
Well, I'm looking forward to it.
どうぞ、召し上がれ。
Once we spread out our plastic picnic sheet and settle down on the shade of the tree, Sachi offers me the first side dish with a blinding smile on her face. Well, so first up we've got beans and sausage simmered in potato sauce, huh?
ちなみに、ご飯は空豆と高菜を使ったおにぎりです。
What the fuck?
Mustard greens.
Beans, what the fuck?
Well, it doesn't sound that bad.
I had to play the sound file. God, why is there the brain rot of this season of anime just in the recommendeds? Like, you just need to look at, like, the start of this. But, like, just look at this fucking brain rot, man.
No, I don't think I will.
Do it. Pure fucking rain rot, isn't it? It is absolute unadulterated brain rot, and Jesus fucking Christ. Anyways, back to the game. Principally around Sachi's lunches is pretty clear. Put it simply, they're always full of food I like. If I eat something enthusiastically the first time she serves it to me, she makes a note to serve it again. Anything I react poorly to doesn't show up on our plates again. Through this trial and error process, she's narrowed her repertoire down to just the stuff I like. I'm gonna try to find clever ways to get me to eat healthy ingredients I'm not fond of, but Sachi's pretty ruthless about cutting out anything that doesn't go over well. Guess that comes down to a fundamental difference in their philosophy about food.
いかがですか？ゆうくんの好きな豆料理に関しても、随分バリエーションが出てきたと思うのですが。
Beans, huh?
Beans, what the fuck? I can't
Fuck.
do it. That's a pretty huge difference from that lunch full of plain cooked beans you made when we first started going out.
そう言っていただけると、軍隊の飯よりひどいと言われて枕を濡らしたあの頃の私も浮かばれるというものです。
Given that unfortunate history, it's easy to imagine the feeling Sachi put into this lunch. She wants me to enjoy it, and she wants me to say it's delicious. Simple enough, but I can't say it's unpleasant. It's good too. Well done, Sachi.
はい、ありがとうございます。
When I stroke her head like this, Sachi always smiles contentedly. And when I see that blissful expression on her face, I can feel my own heart warming as well. I don't really have any firm grounds for saying this, but I think this is exactly the kind of emotional connection you need if you want to spend the rest of your life with someone. Ugh. Look, they'll just sit there looking at me. You should eat too.
もちろんそのつもりなのですが、もう少しゆうくんが食べているところを見ていたいんです。
I'm gonna feel your stomach that way.
そうでもありません。
What?
今なら料理を作る人は自分が作った料理を食べてくれる人の顔を見て満腹になるのと言っていたお母さんの気持ちがわかる気がするんです。
Let's see. I don't think what Sachi's been growing calmer and more caring lately, even a little motherly at times. Maybe it feels that way to me because she's trying to follow in the footsteps of the gentle mother she remembers from her childhood.
お腹がいっぱいになったら次は運動の時間です。
Having polished off our lunches, we've been relaxing for a few minutes when Sachi suddenly springs to her feet. Figured he'd say something pretty soon. What equipment do you plan to play with today?
どのではなく全部です。
Everything.
はい、全部です。
Can't say no when she looks at me with those eager eyes, clearer than the waters of Lake Moshu. Some time ago, I remember telling JB I'm not stupid enough to fall for a honey trap. But it seems like I may have overestimated myself. Alright,
No,
I'll
he
see you
told
later
the
today,
CIA honey trap is over.
Oh no, not the CIA honey trap.
そういうなんだかんだ言って優しいところ大好きですよ、ゆうくん。
Aww.
She really isn't taking any chances this year.
次は
After leaping energetically off her swing, Sachi pauses to decide what she'll play with next. I need the opportunity to catch my breath. I'm sure plenty of people would think a date involving playground equipment is a bit bizarre at our age, but there is actually a surprising level of depth to the experience. Slides offer an opportunity to train and escape from high places, and climbing poles are a good substitute for the ropes we'd use in special forces boot camps. Looking at it that way, the common playground starts to seem more like a facility for the development of child soldiers. Anyway, you're seriously inexhaustible when it comes to dates in the park, Sachi.
その件に関してはゆうくんにお礼を言わなければいけませんね。
I can entirely see myself, even not even that far back, like maybe back when I was fucking 16 or something, just seeing that sphere thing and just trying to run up it without using my hands. just no arms, just run up the thing.
Did any of your play parks have a zip line?
Yes.
No.
Yep. Ours didn't, but fortunately there were loads of places that did, and I had the chance to play with my nieces on one recently.
It did sadly hang really low, so after a certain point it was just a case of like, okay, like I'm literally like about to slide across the ground with my ass no longer.
Yeah.
We have reached a point where I'm no longer allowed to use this. Yeah, you need morning runs.
はい、少しでもゆうくんと一緒の時間を作ろうと思って始めたことが自分の血肉になっているのを実感します。
Well, it's definitely something to be happy about, but honestly, I think I have a little too much energy when the playground's concerned.
決めました。次はシーソーで遊びましょう。
No complaints entirely. Sachi points to the next item on her itinerary. I'd like to keep playing along, but it's almost 5 p.m. We should really be heading over to the hospital pretty soon before they get busy with dinner.
そうですね。今回で最後というわけではないですし、次の遊具で最後にしましょう。
Sachi's face clouds slightly for a moment, but a smile soon returns. Feel like you're casually laying the groundwork for next time, but let's see you off for now, right?
いえ、次が最後ということでしたら、滑り台を希望します。
Is that something you had in mind from the start?
実は、以前から一度やってみたいと思っていたことがあって、昨日のうちに決めていたんです。
Sound like you came well prepared.
そうと決まれば、こうしている時間がもったいありません。Now let's go です。
Let's go.
Why'd you switch to Spanish at the end?
Oh.
Blatant.
Yeah, I think they tried to do that with Sachi a lot when it came to the work.
Very blatant.
It was cute at first before I stumbled it down.
Oh boy,
down
the intrusive thoughts immediately came in. Gonna pull the fucking strap of the fucking garter belt until it can't be pulled no more and then let go.
You're a horrible person.
Is it though? Like, is that enough to make me a horrible person?
That would hurt her.
Would it though? She's cushioned.
No, it was
very nice and plump. So when you say sitting down together, is this what you meant?
はい、バッチリです。
Sachi turns back from a position and smiles in evident dissatisfaction. Having followed her onto the slide as instructed, I'm now sitting directly behind her in a position akin to that of a bobsled.
ここからのプロデュースは、自称公園遊びの達人こと小峰幸にお任せください。
That enthusiasm is actually making me more worried, you know.
そんなに心配しなくても大丈夫です。あとはこのまま一緒に滑るだけですから。
What? That's really all I wanted to do.
はい。こうやって滑るのって、なんだかとってもラブラブな感じがするじゃないですか。
Now that you mention it, I think I've seen American couples doing this sort of thing on water slides at the pool.
簡単に言えば、ゾンビ映画で最初に襲われる頭の悪いカップルのようにイチャイチャしてみたかったというわけです。
I'm not sure you're getting your ideas about romance from the best possible sources.
実は、幼い頃にも一度、ゆうくんを誘ってみようと思ったことがあるのですが、恥ずかしくて言い出せませんでした。
Yes, it means you're not embarrassed anymore.
というよりは、自分がしたいと思っていることを相手が言い出してくれるのを待っていられなくなっただけなのかもしれません。
Sorry, I'm not too good at that sort of thing.
大丈夫です。ゆうくんがツンデレだということはよくわかっていますから。
Huh. I have to say, I'm a little alarmed that Sachi's starting to put me in the same mental category as Michiru. But as a man, I've got to take responsibility for making her spell everything out like this. Alright then, I did prepare my attention to go dead after all, and I wasn't lying when I told you I'd follow your lead.
はい。ゆうくんならそう言ってくれると思っていました。
Oh no, they fucking on the children's park slides. When I have
I don't know if there's enough
justification.
room for that.
What?
I don't know if there's enough room for all that.
Not with that attitude. Maybe Emily is joining Glitch Stars, whatever that fucking is. But frankly, I thought Emily was already a part of a fucking corporation or something, like just a really small one, considering that she has people that she calls genmates. But apparently she wasn't. So now she is. No. While I have my justifications deep down, I was mainly looking forward to seeing her smile like this. The girl's turning me into a bit of a hypocrite. So, how do we go about doing this?
実はここから先が一番重要なポイントと言っても過言ではありません。お互いの呼吸をぴったりと合わせなければスロープの途中で止まってしまうという一番かっこ悪い姿を晒すことになってしまいます。そうならないためにもユウくんはまず大きな声で「サチ大好きだ!」と言ってください。風見流スーパー護身術の教えにもありますよね。普段通りの力を発揮するためにまずは体の緊張を解くことが大事だと。いつまで戸惑っているんですか。さあ早く。本当に言ってくれるとは思いませんでした。
The moment I hear those words from in front of me, Sachi plays her hands on the edge of the slide. Hey Sachi, please don't tell me that was all just a trick.
さあ、どうでしょう。
I know I caused you some headaches, but you really shouldn't be lying to the person you're going to be marrying.
細かいことはいいじゃないですか。好きだという気持ちが嘘じゃないなら。
Is that really an issue here?
そういう問題です。じゃあ、そろそろ行きますよ。せーの。それ。
Extremely pleased with herself over the successful prank, Sachi proceeds to enjoy the romantic sliding routine to her heart's content. And in the end, it's another hour before we set off towards the flower shop to pick up a bouquet for her mother.
ねえお母さん、お母さんはどうしてお父さんと結婚したの？
Zombie! I was gonna say flashback, but oh well.
それはもちろん理由はあるけれど、サチはどうして急にそんなことが聞きたくなったの？
ね、今日お友達のひろこちゃんに好きよりも好きって気持ちがないと結婚はできないんだよって言われたの。だからどうしてお母さんが結婚したのかが聞きたくて。
そう、そんなことがあったのね。
やっぱりお父さんのことが好きより好きになったの？
好きより好きか。多分根っこの部分はみんなそうなんだと思うけど、私が結婚を決めた理由はちょっと変わってるかもしれないわね。
お母さん、変な人なの？
I've undressed the gun.
To display your naked aggression.
Essentially, the fucking golden prop pistol that I have, you can just get rid of the black grip thing really easily. So I just randomly decide, you know what, fuck it, take it off. It's now nude.
変な人ではないとは思いたいんだけど、私はね、お父さんのことを助けたいって思ったの。
お父さんを助ける？
そう。お父さんは機械のことが大好きで、お仕事のことになると周りのことが見えなくなっちゃうでしょ？
Oh, you mean kinda like you forgot about Sachi?
そういえば、よくご飯の時間を忘れたり、お指を怪我しちゃったりするよね。
だから、 お父さんが怪我をしないように気をつけたり、大変なお仕事を一緒に手伝いたいって思ったの。
そっか。じゃあ、お父さんが魔法使いだとしたら、お母さんは賢者さんだね。
賢者さん？
賢者さんは魔法使いさんと一緒の魔法で戦えるし、みんながピンチの時には回復魔法だって使えるから。
ああ、ほんと。そう言われると確かに似ているかもしれないわね。
賢者さんのお母さんってなんかかっこいい。私もお母さんみたいになりたい。
それはサチがどんな人を好きになるかで変わってくると思うけど、私はそういうお嫁さんになってよかったと思ってるの。
それはどうして？
だって仕事をしている時の一番かっこいいお父さんをいつもそばで見ていられるんだもの。
Since when do I have a person called Young Maurice in my fucking friends list?
だからサチがもし誰かと結婚したいと思ったら、自分がその人のために何ができるのかを考えてほしい。
自分ができること。
そう。その人のことが本当に大好きなら、自分がその人のことを幸せにしてあげようってくらいじゃないとね。
そっか。それが好きよりも好きになるってことなんだね。
ええ。サチは運動もお勉強も得意だから、きっと私より素敵なお嫁さんになれるわよ。
そうなれるようにサチ頑張る。
サチがいい子に育ってくれて、お母さん嬉しいわ。でも今日サチに話したことは女の子同士の秘密のお話だから、お父さんには内緒よ。
Oh, don't worry, I don't think he'll be able to hear it if she fucking just decides to talk about it now. Oh, an asshole.
お父さんには内緒だね。
Essentially, our driving teacher always trolls people at the start of the like when they show up for their first lesson. Like, there's a tradition here that if it's your first lesson, you have to like show off a talent of yours, and that is not a fucking tradition. He literally started doing that like 3 fucking lessons ago, I think. Just decided, you know what, I'm gonna start trolling people like that. And today someone's like, well, she can do a cartwheel. Well, there's not exactly enough space. Like, I don't know, I can do it. It's just like, okay, like come out front and do a cartwheel then. She goes out front, I get up from my chair, just walk around my chair and hide behind it. Like, get into cover.
とうとう明日が結婚式の日になっちゃったね。私もうすぐお母さんと同じお嫁さんだよ。
To 3 hours now.
You want to stop?
This does feel like a good place to end it.
I agree, but
Yeah.
Yeah, we.
Seven. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Nice time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hopefully I won't sound like Christian Bale next time you hear me.
Not the Christian Bale. Bye.